So when you weave into another color, you just weave right on the same warp. This is a warp, and this is a warp. The warp is the vertical strings. The warp is the vertical strings that we're weaving the warp into. So you just go through the under, over, and you weave into the plastic into the on the same string to get them connected, so they won't leave any gaps. So then you pull that through like that, and you go back, and since this one is over, your next string will be under. So you go over, under, you go over, because that one's under, this will be over, and this one's over, this will be under. So you just keep that same pattern, over, under, over, under. You wrap it around really loose, so you don't want the warp to be tight, to be bowed in. So you pull it, and you see how the colors are connected. They're connected because I wove in onto the same warp as the previous color. So that joins them together. So that way you can change up colors without having gaps, because you have to weave the plastic on the same warp line as the other color. So there'll be two colors side by side. So then you continue to push up the plastic. Since this one's over, you know your net, when you wrap it around the warp, you go under. This is under, so you go over and repeat that process. Under, over, under, over, under. So you're on the same line as the previous color. So you wrap that around that color to close in the gap and to make the colors together, to bring the colors together. And since this one's over, you know this one's going to be under. Over, under, over, under. Once you get the hang of it, of changing up colors, you can do all kind of designs. The possibilities are endless. Nope, see I didn't go in far enough, so there's a gap. So I want to pull this strand out and go into the next warp. So that this one's under. So this will go over. You go over onto the same warp as the previous color, and you wrap it around. So you push it up. There's no more gap. There's no more spacing. So you see this one's under. So you know your next weave will be over. Then you go under, over, under, over, under, over, and you go under, wrap it around, and you see how it's working out? The colors are the two colors are connected. There's no spacing. And you see this previous row is over, so you know the next you're going to go under that. So then you repeat the under over sequence over and over again. So this was under, over, under, over, under, over, and then under, and you go into the same color, same line, same warp. This is called a warp, and then you go through that one. You make sure you don't pull it too tight, because the tighter you pull it, the warps get too close together, and that creates a warp, a bowing in the frame, which you don't want that. So you know this one's over, so this next one's going to be under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and you know this one's over. So when you wrap it, it's going to go under. So under, over, under, over, under, push it up, keep it tight. See how this is nice and tight here? This is tight, but this isn't tight. You want to, when you wrap the plastic around the warp, you want it to wrap it loosely so this bowing does not occur. So you just push up, and then this point you at the end of this, so you add another color. I mean, you add another strand of the plastic. So sometimes you would get odd little excess, so you just cut that off, and you just tie it onto the previous strand of plastic. Tie a knot. Tie it, and then cut the excess. I mean, you could also leave the excess. If you have the excess left on all of it, there'll be these sporadic little shoots, which could give this piece another aesthetic dimension to your end product. So there's all kind of there's no right or wrong with this. There's a lot of creative leeway. You can do your own little thing. Once you get the procedure down of mixing colors and the process of over under, you can do anything. So it just takes a little effort. So this one's under, so you know this one's going to be over, under, and you're going to be on the same warp as this color. So you pull it through, and since this one's under, you know the next one when you wrap it, it's going to go over. So you go through you're on the same color as the previous color on the same warp. So there's two colors together. You go under this, and you already determined the next weave is going to go over. So that one's going to go over, and then you just push them. When these two colors are joined together, just push them together so they close up. You don't have any spacing. And this is under, so you go over, and then you start the over-under process again. Pull it through, push it up. Now when you wrap it really loosely around. Don't pull it too tight. Keep it as loose as you can. And you know this previous weave is over, so you know the next one when you wrap it, it's going to go under. So it's under. And once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do it quick. And you know this one is over, so when you wrap it, you know it's going to go under. So you just keep on, and you see that this is on the same line as your previous color. You can go either in front of the color or behind the color. I have been going behind the color, so I'll just keep that same system. So I'll just go behind the color and start the new line. So that one's over, so this is under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and you get to the end, push it together, and see how wonderfully these colors blend. That's the whole blending of colors. That's what we're working on this week. It's changing up colors, and then you can start doing other designs. You can put a design in the middle. You can make a triangular shape. You can make a triangular shape and a Christmas tree with a base. You can do endless possibilities. So as weeks progress, we'll do more and more challenging exercises and challenging technique. So by the 7th week of class, you'll be able to do whatever kind of style, what kind of weaving style you want, what you want to create. So you wrap it. Make sure you wrap it loosely around this warp. Wrap it loose. So this is over, so this one goes under. Just under, then over, under, over, under, over, under. And you're getting to the end of this strand, so you want to add another strip. And we're going to do another little experiment. We're going to make another triangle this way. So we're going to start one like we did here, wrap one, then the next one down, then the next one down. We're going to do the same, like a stair step, decreasing of these strands, so we'll create like a triangle this way. So that's what we're going to do next. So add another strand. So since we're right here, that's the end point. The next end point is going to be here. You do this line, and the next end point is going to be here, and the next end point is going to be here. So you're going to create a stair step, and that stair step is going to give another shape. It's going to give a triangle shape. So that one's here. The next one down is here. So this is going to be the end weave, the final weave of that row. So that one's under. This one's going to be over. You repeat that over, under. Remember, wrap it around very loosely so it does not make a bow in your warp. So this one's over, so you know that one is going to be under. So then you just keep that over, under sequence following through this remaining row. This was the last final one, so you're going to stair step down. So this is going to be the next final weave. So that's over. You're going to go under and repeat the same process. Whoops, I made a mistake. See, this I had double these. This is under and this is under, so I made a mistake. That's over, under, so this one should be over and not under. So you can always look at the row above and to see if you're on track. So since that's under, the one below it has to be over. And that one's correct. That one's correct. Okay. Good luck.